Okay, you may be seated. Thank you. So good morning and welcome to our 2026 National Honor Society induction ceremony. I'd like to point out a few dignitaries here today. We have our superintendent, Mr. Joe Knoll. We have our assistant superintendent, Mr. John Vito. And we have our treasurer, Mr. Ben Marco, here present with us today. And to get things started, I'd like to turn things over to Senior Yasmin Muffla.
Welcome to the 2026 National Honor Society induction ceremony. The students we are about to introduce were selected and will be inducted into the Canfield chapter of the National Honor Society because they excelled in scholarship, character, leadership, and service. These four qualities are the founding pillars of NHS as represented by the four candles we will soon light. The inductees are being escorted by their parents. As inductees are announced, they will come forward and receive their medals. Then, they will sign the membership book as having been inducted on April 16, 2026.
Michael Osorno, escorted by Erica and Mike Osorno. Manal Bashwa, escorted by Anaya Bashwa. Saram Bashwa, escorted by Fasil Bashwa. Zayon Bashwa, escorted by Catherine Bashwa. Sabrina Basket, escorted by Brian and Sarah Basket. Tyler Bennett, escorted by Jen and Scott Bennett. Michaela Brown, escorted by Megan Brown. Matthew Campbell, escorted by Lisa and Matt Campbell. Daniel Chaplow, escorted by Patrick and Kim Chaplow. Cara Crawford, escorted by Ann and Scott Crawford. Mia DeBrose, escorted by Jen and Scott Scarmack. Jake Dovich, escorted by Rob and Tracy Dovich. Maxwell Fletcher, escorted by Josh and Beth Fletcher. Ava Gaffney, escorted by Dave and Melanie Gaffney. Karina and Gianna Gambriel, escorted by Mary Gambriel. Lila Gray, escorted by Ryan and Christina Gray. Aaliyah Hall, escorted by Christopher and Carrie Hall. Ella Harrington, escorted by John and Holly Harrington. Luke Hash, escorted by James Hash. Olivia Hash, escorted by Kimberly Hash. Ryan Lewa, escorted by Ken and Daniela Lewa. Noah Hall, escorted by Christina Miranda. Jackson Kemble, escorted by Dave and Leanna Kemble. Lillian Klimas, escorted by Adam and Kimberly Klimas. Emilia Coram, escorted by Paul and Natalie Coram.
Bryce Lynn, escorted by Jenny and Craig Lynn. Michael Mazchek, escorted by Steve and Anna Mazchek. Gabriel Miller, escorted by Quan and Beth Miller. Fahim Munda, escorted by Dr. Afreen Munda. Cole Molachek, escorted by Cheyenne and Craig Molachek. Zachary Mullane, escorted by Dr. Dave and Christina Mullane. Sasira Nalori, escorted by Dr. Sarah and Babitha Nalori. Evangeline Nelson, escorted by Mark and Corey Nelson. Ty Novotny, escorted by Sean and Alexis Novotny. Gabriella Orr, escorted by Melina Orr and Donna Mastramato. Andrew Paget, escorted by Doctors Melissa and David Paget. Joseph Panunzio, escorted by Susan Panunzio. Alexandra Papalardo, escorted by Evelyn Rabida and Daniel Papalardo. Logan Patelis, escorted by Pete and Selena Patelis. Mason Payne, escorted by Brad and Melissa Payne. William Petruna, escorted by Brian and Catherine Petruna. Sydney Rakers, escorted by Jason and Colleen Rakers. Tyler Reed, escorted by Ryan and Elizabeth Reed. Grant Seacrest, escorted by Carrie and Mason Seacrest. Sophia Spatter, escorted by Leslie Shugart and Jeff Spatter. Alexander Toronto, escorted by Stephanie and Tom Toronto. Santino Villaplana, escorted by Nicole and Louis Villaplana. Ryan Weibling, escorted by Brian and Christy Weibling. Michael Zaccoli, escorted by Mike and Allie Zaccoli.
At this time, Shanzi Bajwa will speak on the pillar of character.
When we think of the word character, a lot comes to mind. Your honesty, your humility, and your integrity play roles in the person you are. Our experiences and hardships guide the way to shape who we become. Each small choice that we make daily defines our character, whether that be smiling at a stranger or performing an act of community service. Your character is the way you will be remembered by everyone around you. But one thing that we often overlook regarding character is the way you act in the light versus in the dark. Putting on a face in front of others that you would not typically wear in private is something that plays a silent role in our character. These traits truly do carry into the way we act, regardless of who is around. The inductees seated on the stage have demonstrated their strong character and compassion for those around them. They took initiative to lead, to take action, and to create change. They did not seek to gain a title or recognition for their actions. Instead, they acted with integrity for the betterment of their community. Despite the pressure around them regarding academics, sports, and numerous other factors, they kept themselves grounded and worked hard to achieve their goals. That is character. However, building character does not simply end here. Character is an aspect of your life that requires enrichment no matter where you go, who you become, or what your future holds for you. At the end of the day, your character is your legacy and holds more weight than many of us may see. So, Continue to work on building your character and becoming the best version of yourself, because nothing in life can replace that attribute. I will now light the candle for character.
Natalie Sawicki will now speak on the pillar of leadership.
Leadership is a word we hear often, a title, a position, an opportunity for recognition, or even a chance to be in the spotlight. However, the moment leadership stops being about you is the moment it truly begins. I've realized that being a leader isn't about who gets noticed. It's about the quiet actions that we make every day that benefit others. Helping someone with a task without the expectation of a reward or praise. Assisting someone who is struggling without the hope that you were seen. Working behind the scenes to make the lives of others easier, not for the benefit of you, but for the success of the group. Leadership begins to show up in those small moments when you focus on the welfare of others rather than yourself. Leadership is not measured by what others see, but the values we uphold when nobody is watching. Honesty, integrity, accountability, and resilience are not optional. They are the invisible backbone that gives every leader's actions a purpose. This means always leading by example. Set the standard for those around you, because whatever you model is being mirrored. When success arises, that's something worth celebrating. However, a true leader stays humble and continues looking for ways to grow, because success is not a finish line, it's a starting point. And when failure comes, a leader steps up and takes accountability and responsibility. They don't take all the credit in victory or shift the blame in defeat. They grow and adapt, bringing their peers forward. Leadership is not loud. In fact, it's most powerful in the quietest moments. Being able to sit down and listen to your peers makes them feel valued. Develop trust with those around you, and you build something stronger than authority. You build loyalty that is not demanded, but earned. Leadership is not something we can master overnight. It's something we grow into. Along the way, leaders must develop a thick skin, because criticism is inevitable. Not every decision will be applauded, and not every action will be understood. Instead of becoming defensive or offended, leaders will listen, reflect, and utilize that feedback as an opportunity to improve. Effective leadership is not validated by comfort and approval. It is found through the courage to learn from every critique. We focused on leadership at the moment, but the ultimate question is, what legacy will you leave behind? By demonstrating the values, actions, and choices of what it means to be a leader, others will carry on the standards and lessons modeled by you. If you ever doubt the impact you made, it will become very apparent when all of your unnoticed acts of today are recognized and remembered as the foundation of tomorrow's success. So, if you have learned anything from this, let it be to lead for impact, with empathy, humility, and accountability to transform the lives of those around you. Authentic leadership is not measured by the recognition or applause, but by the difference you make when nobody is watching. The legacy you leave is not in the titles, moments, or spotlights, but the people you inspire and the trust you create. Today is your recognition, tomorrow is your responsibility, and the legacy you will leave starts now. I will now light the candle of leadership.
Speaking on the pillar of service is Jessica Robbins.
Just like some of my peers, I initially viewed service as filling a requirement or standard, as needing to meet a goal on a certain amount of NHS or volunteer hours. However, service is not just a requirement, especially when serving others can change lives. According to Muhammad Ali, service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. In other words, service is not just a requirement. It is a deed that people should fulfill. It is a deed that provides a mechanism in portraying the other pillars of NHS within the community. This is because actions speak louder than words, and actions of service can help portray and develop the qualities of character and leadership. Service can also help someone grow as a person and exhibit qualities that are productive to their community. But what makes good service? One answer to this question is attitude. Based on the person's attitude, service shifts from a requirement to a mindset of compassion. It allows for behind-the-scenes work where the value isn't recognition or awards, but in helping others. Another answer to this question could be the impact of the service. However, no matter how small an act seems, it can change a person's life, such as an NHS members taking time out of their week to help out the after-school havens. To us, it may seem like a small impact, but the people and organizations we help rely on it. Finally, this question can be answered based on personal growth, more specifically in why someone is serving their community and the lessons they learned along the way. But no matter how it's answered, NHS and true community service helps those in need. And when someone focuses on helping and developing compassion, this service shifts from a requirement to a necessity. It turns into a necessity for those being helped and for the personal growth and development of the person helping. Not only does NHS foster this growth, but it fosters the mindset of empathy and being involved in your community. NHS also provides opportunities to serve and use actions instead of words, again shifting this act away from being called a requirement or a standard, which after extensive volunteering, my peers and I no longer view it as. Essentially, service changes the lives of everyone involved for the better, which is why it is one of the 4 foundational pillars of NHS. I will now light the candle for service.
Inaya Khan will give the final speech on the pillar of scholarship.
Good morning, everyone. I thank you all for joining us today to celebrate our newest inductees. To begin, I would like us to take a moment and think about the meaning of scholarship. It may simply manifest itself as an image of a perfect report card, strong test scores, or straight A's. And yes, these things are wonderful accomplishments, but I implore you all to think about it a little deeper. The true intention behind the pillar of scholarship is a commitment to lifelong learning. It is the curiosity to ask why, and the motivation to keep searching for answers no matter the difficulty. But don't get me wrong, living up to the pillar of scholarship is not an easy feat. To succeed in this field, one must be disciplined, one must be diligent, and especially, one must be determined. The students before you possess all 3 of these qualities. I can guarantee you that they've experienced countless late-night study sessions, persevered through academic challenges, and have used their own expertise to mentor their peers, helping them to succeed in mastering various concepts. Their drive to expand and apply their knowledge beyond the classroom has shown that scholarship is not a mere destination, but rather a journey. Now that we have pondered the meaning behind the pillar of scholarship, it is clear that it entails more than a strong academic performance. At its core, it is the process that leads us towards scholastic excellence. Encouraging students to maximize their learning potential is what fosters a passion towards intellectual and educational growth. Therefore, true scholarship is a commitment to lifelong learning, utilizing our academic endeavors not merely for accolades, but as a tool to positively impact the world around us. To our inductees, your GPA may have got you to where you're sitting today, but it is your true desire to learn that will keep you here. I commend you for all of your dedication, and I wish you all nothing but the best in the future. I will now be lighting the candle of scholarship.
Our keynote speaker has over 36 years in education. His roles over that span were many: math teacher, coach, assistant principal, director of operations, and superintendent. From 1996 to 1999, he taught mathematics and coached at Canfield High School, and from 1999 to 2002, he was an assistant principal here at the high school. Currently, he is a school board policy consultant with Neola, Inc. He resides in Boardman with his wife of 31 years, Gina, a career counselor with the Educational Service Center of Eastern Ohio. He is the proud father of 3 daughters, Anna, Ashley, and Alicia, who all followed in his footsteps and currently teach high school mathematics and coach in Northeast Ohio. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Mr. Tim Saxton.
I didn't need these glasses the last time I was here when I worked here, but now I guess I need them. First of all, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you to the NHS leadership, Mr. Wenzel, Dr. Potts, and Superintendent Knoll for asking me to be here, and obviously the many colleagues that are still here that had an opportunity to work with. It's a joy, it's an honor, and I'm truly humbled to be able to speak. Now, some of you may recognize me, even though the introduction was more about my Canfield. I have a 36-year career, but 22 of those years was either leading Boardman High School or leading the Boardman School District. So it may seem a little weird to have a Spartan, but I spent 6 years here, and my math still serves me. 6 out of 36 is 1/6. So 1/6 of my career I did spend here. But let me tell you, more than 1/6 of my time here has impacted my career in my life, and that's why to me it's such an honor, and I am so humbled to be able to speak to you today. So we heard about the 4 pillars: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Scholarship and service, to me, you can apply a metric, you can measure those. But leadership and character, how do you put a metric on that? Those are the ones that are the most difficult to measure, but I believe are the ones that have the most impact. So what I'd like to talk about today is especially leadership with a little mix, a little blend of character. So leadership, really, the reason why to me it's so vital, of all those pillars, it's the one that's going to lead to the most success. In my experiences is either leading a school district, coaching, leading a high school, I have found groups loaded with talent fail when you do not have adequate leadership. And groups that have average talent will succeed beyond measure when you have great leadership. This school culture relies on leadership, especially senior leadership. I can tell you the administration knows great senior leaders can make a difference in a school year. For the coaches, the sports teams, they know great leadership will make a difference in the outcome of the season. And I know our band director in here, same thing. When he has great senior leaders, it's going to be a different season. So leadership, can't measure it. It's ambiguous. It's hard to describe, but what is it? The good thing is, I'm going to try to make it simple. Leadership is one thing: influence. That's all leadership is. It could be good influence, it could be bad influence, but it is influence. In fact, I know some of the younger people in the room, they hear the word influence and they finish it with a couple extra letters. They think of influencers, a job that didn't exist when I was here. But influencers, what are they? On social media, they are influencing you or leading you to their system, their workout system, or to their product. So leadership is influence. And here's the even better news. There's no such thing as a natural-born leader. Leadership must be studied, honed, and learned. So if you say that person's a natural-born leader, there's most likely a chance that they've already modeled leadership from somebody they've been around. So today, my goal is just to give you 3 quick and easy nuggets of wisdom to help you be on the road to great leadership. Number 1, you have to have a critical friend. Now, you mentioned my wife. As adults, we have built, if you're married, you have a built-in critical friend. What is a critical friend? A critical friend will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. As a leader, you have to have that person that will pull you aside and said, that was a bad decision. You're going off the rails. As a student or as a high school student, it's so important to have that critical friend. You have friends and you have acquaintances, and that's a whole different topic. A critical friend will keep you from making some bad choices. Some of your friends will tempt you because they think it's funny, or they'll make a video of you because they want a laugh at your mistakes. But a critical friend will be the one that stands out and grabs you, pulls you inside and say, don't do that. Stop it. Get away from that person. But in leadership, whatever role you're in, you better have a critical friend that can pull you aside, shut the door, and tell you when you're off the rails. Number 2, everyone has a story. You want a master's degree in leadership? Listen to people. God blessed you with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Here's a simple tip. Listen twice as much as you talk, and you will grow as a leader. You want a master's degree in leadership? Find somebody's story. Sit and listen to them. I look at this group right here. You want a master's degree? Listen to this group right here. They have successes and failures, and they will share them with you. You want a doctorate degree in leadership? Listen to this group right here. They've seen many successes and failures, and they'll be more than happy to share it to you. Don't shut them out. Open your ears. Everyone has a story. Take the time to sit and listen. In fact, everyone always wants to be the smartest person in the room. I'm telling you, be the dumbest person in the room. Because that means everyone in the room is smarter than you, and if you sit and listen to them, you're going to grow, and then one day you're going to find out that you're the smartest person in the room, and guess what? You need to find a new room. Don't be the smartest person in the room, be the dumbest person in the room. Take the time and sit and listen. Everyone has a story to share. Take the time, listen, and you will grow. And number 3, my favorite, and I think the most powerful one, is every day is an interview. When I got my first job at the age of 23, I was teaching up in Cleveland at the Bedford City Schools. I'd gotten that job and had just started it, and I happened to be around my college football coach, and his name is Coach Chris Smith. And I don't say that to drop his name. I say that because I told him every time I give this talk, he's the one that gets credit for sharing this with me, so I honor him by saying his name. So we sat in a car together, and he said, Tim, you got your first teaching job, and here you're coaching football. What's your next goal? And I was 23, and I'm like, that was it. I got a job. I'm pretty excited. I didn't know I had to have other goals. He said, you better have other goals. So what's your next goal? So I thought about it a little bit, and I said, you know what? Maybe one day I'll become an administrator. And, as a coach, maybe one day I'm just an assistant coach. Maybe I become a defensive coordinator. And he said, great. Here's my best advice to you. Start acting like you have those positions now. And when the people who decide on who gets that position, when they see you acting like that position, it should be a no-brainer when that job comes open. So how do you do that? You dress a little nicer. You arrive a little bit earlier. You stay a little later. You learn more about your job than you need to. You volunteer to do other jobs. Because my advice to you is when you get your first job, you're not going to be the CEO. You're going to start somewhere and have to work your way up. But if you remember that every day is an interview, people are watching you. It's not when you get the interview that you need to impress somebody. You need to show them what you have before you even walk in an interview. And if you do it right, it'll be the easiest interview you've ever had. In fact, in my career at Boardman, I believe I've hired 4 or 5 Canfield graduates because they were my former students. Now think about that. They had me as a teacher, not thinking that one day they would be interviewing with me and I would hire them. And I hired them because I knew who they were as a student. So think about that for a second to all our students in here. I guarantee you, at least one, if not more of you, your future boss is in this room watching you. Every day is an interview. Those are my 3 tips, because I know my time is short. The bonus tip, in all things that you do, be thankful. Have an attitude of thankfulness. Be thankful for your parents. You're supported. You have a warm house. You have food. Thank your community leaders. You have a safe place. Thank your teachers, because they care about you. They're dedicated. They want you to be successful. Same thing with your coaches. Thank your school leadership, because they provide a safe and welcoming learning environment. You know what? And if you have that critical friend, why not today? Tell them, thank them for being a critical friend. And for me, I like to thank some people who may not be here, but they mean a lot to me, because in 1996, Superintendent Jim Watkins and Principal Bill Kay took a chance on a 30-some-year-old teacher who just wanted to come back to the Valley and raise a family. My twins were born here. I got my start as administrator, and I made good friends. And I also like to thank Superintendent Doug Hiscox and Principal Abby Barone, who after a couple years, who I must have been following my own advice about every day's interview, asked me to become an assistant principal, which launched my career into administration, one of the goals I had way back when I sat in that car with Coach Smith. So I appreciate them, and I'm thankful for them. So in closing, and out of respect to your time of this beautiful ceremony, have a critical friend. Everybody has a story. Every day is an interview. I wish you a very successful, and I know for some of the seniors, a very fast finish to the school year. Enjoy. Thank you.
Mr. Saxton, thank you. Thank you, sir, for sharing your heart and story with us today. We can plan and plan, we can get all the details right, but sometimes we just can't light the candles. I think there's a valuable lesson in there somewhere. One of the most rewarding aspects of teaching is watching students excel, not only in the classroom, but seeing them mature and grow as people. These juniors and seniors seated before you today have accomplished much through dedication and hard work. They have met and in many cases surpassed the requirements needed for membership into the National Honor Society, a stiff criteria that requires a cumulative GPA of 3.5, participation in a minimum of 2 school activities each year of high school, a total of 60 hours of service to their community by the end of their junior year, and a positive evaluation of their character and leadership by their teachers, coaches, and advisors. They have spent countless hours studying, researching, and completing projects, practicing their sports and speeches, rehearsing their music and plays, and yet they willingly give of their time and talents to help others. We are here this morning to congratulate these juniors and publicly recognize their accomplishments, encouraging them to continue growing and to always be willing to offer a helping hand to those around them. Also deserving recognition are the parents, families, teachers, as well as many others who have spent countless hours helping these students, loving them and encouraging them to be the young people that they are today. Please join me in giving the parents, families, friends, teachers, and administrators a round of applause for their hard work and dedication. Each year, we present the Leadership and Service Award to an NHS student who personifies the pillar of service. Many factors are considered when determining the recipient of this award. These factors include one's attitude, enthusiasm, and willingness towards serving others, the number of hours of community service performed over the past 4 years, positions of leadership they've held, and the depth and quality of their senior service project. Our recipient this year has demonstrated that service to others is so much more than just meeting the 20-hour minimum. Our intent for the pillar of service is that students would get involved in the community, that they would realize that they can make a difference in the world around them, sometimes just one life at a time, and that service to others be a lifelong endeavor. Our goal for this pillar is that the students find something that they enjoy doing, do it well, and then do it often. Over the past 4 years, this young woman has logged over 165 hours of community service. Her service resume includes volunteering at Second Harvest Food Bank, Walnut Grove Park, Canfield Band Boosters, lending a hand in her neighborhood to assist others in need, and assisting teachers at the middle school for events and tutoring. but her true passion is making strong connections with her peers and helping in the community. In this young lady's NHS application essay, she gave the following insight into her feelings for the power of community, and it is something that stuck with me. She wrote, "Living apart from family for so long has shown me how much of a treasure it is to spend time with loved ones, and how valuable time truly is. Life is far too short, and I have become aware of how precious time is and how important it is to help those around you. My life experiences have shown me that life consists of relying on others when you need it and providing the same help when others are in need. A powerful lesson for all of us here today." She has also served lunch at the rescue mission each month, where she is in charge of organizing and helping other members learn their new jobs and prepare meals. And in everything, she is always enthusiastic, always smiling, and always willing to serve. For her service project, she and another student coordinated, planned, and dedicated the last few months of their lives to make sure that this induction, minus the candles, was organized, professional, and most importantly, created a special memory for our newest members. I can personally attest to her hard work and dedication in this area. The recipient of our Leadership and Service Award has also thrived in multiple leadership roles as a member on the National Honor Society Executive Committee, a prominent role in Model UN, a leader on the Speech and Debate Club, and as a member of the track team. She is also a member of the Interact Club and Kim Club, where she was a finalist at the state level in the Solve for Tomorrow competition. Truly, this young woman has learned the value of positively leading and serving others. Her enthusiasm and energy are contagious. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Leadership and Service Award, Emma Geisler. Would our current NHS seniors please rise? Mr. Winsel and I have enjoyed working with these seniors and would like to take this opportunity to publicly thank them for their service and dedication to their school, community, and this NSHS chapter. This year alone, these individuals have logged more than 1,650 hours of community service. They have served lunch to approximately 1,420 men and women at the rescue mission. They have tutored and mentored dozens of middle school students this entire school year through the After School Haven program. In addition, they have designed, organized, implemented, and managed their own service projects. I would also like to especially thank Emma again and Esther Igwe for their hard work and attention to detail in coordinating this ceremony. Please join me in thanking our seniors. Thank you, seniors. Please be seated. Juniors, you've heard some very strong words regarding character, leadership, service, and scholarship. You've heard testimonies of the accomplishments of those that have gone before you. Being a member of NHS is both a privilege and an honor, but with that honor comes great responsibility. Grasp the baton being handed to you now and run with strength, your leg of the race. I challenge you to always work hard, be people of integrity, be compassionate towards others, and always be willing to offer a helping hand. Very simply, when you find a need, fill it. So, class of 2027, will you continue to hold yourself to the standards and ideals of NHS? Will you strive to reach the bar already set for you and push it even higher? If so, inductees, please stand and repeat the pledge for membership after me. Realizing the honor which has been presented to me by the election into the National Honor Society, I pledge myself to uphold the strong ideals and high standards this organization represents. I will venture further in my goals and strive to serve as an example For my fellow students, I will promote the betterment of my school, myself, and this organization to which I have been elected. Service to others, a broadening of my friendships, and a development of my intellect will serve as my desired attainment. I pledge myself to develop the 4 ideals of the National Honor Society and strive ceaselessly to make them a part of my life, now and hereafter. Congratulations. I now present to you the newest members of the Canfield chapter of the National Honor Society.
In closing, Esther, Emma, Mr. Rourke, Mr. Wenzel, and I would like to thank all those who helped with today's ceremony. Without the help of our wonderful custodians, technicians, cafeteria workers, secretaries, Mr. Sechrist, and Dr. Potts, we would not have been able to honor the inductees as we did today. We would also like to thank all our families, teachers, and administrators for their support. As we dismiss, students will go to their 3rd block class or lunch. Parents and inductees, just a reminder that Send Photography is set up in the athletic foyer for pictures. Thank you for coming, and congratulations again to the class of 2026 National Honor Society inductees.